Do you work in IT or have been considering a career in IT? Then this video is for you. I've been working in IT since 2010. I started as a desktop support technician, worked in project management, I was a systems administrator, and now I'm an IT director today. Don't get me wrong, it's been a great ride, and there are certain good qualities of work life that come with being in IT. Nerf gun fights, free food, sometimes God mode privileges, and of course, a salary. But I'd be careless if I didn't highlight these 5 things that suck about working in IT. I've saved the best for last, so make sure you stay until the end of the video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Tyler. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. As I mentioned before, there are several of career choices underneath the IT umbrella, ranging from desktop support to network specialists to programmers to DevOps and management. These 5 things apply to all those roles. The first thing that sucks about working in IT is the long hours and weekend work. Oftentimes, due to the need of the business or the size of your team, you're required to stay late to make sure the project or your work gets done. Depending on your role, you're going to be working night and weekends for maintenance purposes on servers and firewalls and other appliances to reduce the downtime to your employees. This could also include other change control items that management deems necessary for the environment. Speaking of change controls, that's going to be more time out of your day to come up with a work plan and a change control plan, which consists of the work that's actually done and any steps necessary to roll back in case something bad happens during the change control. This all takes time out of your day, and if you can't finish it, guess what? You're working at night. And if you're a salaried employee, you don't make any more money. And speaking of salaried employee, if you do have any weekend work, which could, by the way, entail new acquisitions, office moves, any other infrastructure changes, it all takes away from your bottom line because you're not an hourly employee. The second thing that sucks about working in IT is the constant need to learn new technology. As IT professionals, it's our job to stay abreast of new technology in order to help support our companies and to help see our leaders' visions come to fruition. Certifications and online training are great options to brush up on new technology or learn new skill sets. But when will you have time to practice these new concepts and learn new skills? Oftentimes, self-learning cuts into your personal life and you're not compensated for it, at least at first. Some companies do have an education budget, say $1,000 a year that they'll compensate you for, but some companies don't. It's all on your dime, which means you're responsible for the bill while you're leveling up your skills, either for your current job or to move on to the next one. The third thing that sucks about working in IT is burnout. Now, burnout in any field is a real possibility. A lot of the work that we do in IT goes unappreciated and unnoticed. In fact, the only time IT seems to be under the spotlight is when something breaks. IT professionals oftentimes face tight deadlines, pressure to get projects done, and a fast-paced working environment, which can lead to working long hours and weekends. Working in IT can feel like we don't have control over our own environments, such as unrealistic expectations from our bosses, unclear project goals, or insufficient resources to get the job done. Depending on the role, IT professionals could see themselves working by themselves, which could leave them feel isolated and alone. Finally, and I've experienced this myself, is the feeling of imposter syndrome. You feel like you don't deserve the role that you're in. You feel like you can't hold your own against your colleagues. This can contribute to stress and burnout as you're constantly trying to prove yourself. The fourth thing that sucks about working IT is being on call. IT is on call 24/7, 7 days a week. That's just the nature of the beast. Depending on time and career, you're most likely salaried. And at this point, any work that needs to be done on call, you're not getting compensated extra for. It's just part of your salary, what you're paid to do. In rare cases, hourly employees will be expected to be on call, and if this is the case, then they get paid a fee that's determined by the employer. I've seen it as little as 1 hour pay if they answer the phone, a minimum of 2 hours if they have to go into the office, but they still get something for it. What do I mean by on call? For example, if a production server goes down during the night or weekend, and it slows or halts production, you're either going to be responsible for finding a resource to go fix it, sometimes just powering on the server or restarting it, or you're going to go in yourself. This easily cuts into family time or personal life, making it not as great of a work-life balance. If you made it this far, thank you. And finally, the fifth thing that sucks about working IT is transitioning from an individual contributor to a manager. The transition from an individual contributor to a manager takes a different skill set. While technical expertise is important for any role, being a manager means you're going to learn a new soft skill set, such as leadership, communication, conflict resolution, etc. Decision-making and strategic thinking also come into play as a manager. Transitioning from a purely technical role to a manager role is going to take some time as you learn these soft skills required to be a manager, especially because these probably weren't emphasized in your current or previous roles. Also, as an IT manager, you're not only responsible for your own tasks, but you have to manage other people. This could be managing projects, setting goals, or collaborating with other teams. This shift from individual contributor to manager takes a different mindset and a different approach to your work. IT managers are often required to make decisions that affect their team, their department, or the entire company. These tasks could be prioritizing others' work, conflict resolution, or adopting new technologies. Making effective decisions in complex situations requires both technical skills and leadership skills. I've been a manager for about 4 years now, and it's great to have the technical experience. But one of the hardest things for me was letting go of the actual work and, well, essentially babysitting people. IT really has been a great career, and I would recommend it to anyone who's interested in technology. But knowing some of these gotchas might help as you either transition into the career or start a new career in IT. And maybe after seeing this video, it might change your mind. Comment below about any questions you might have about starting a career in IT, and I'll make sure to answer them. Until next time, we'll see you later.